So one of my New Year's resolutions for this year was to try Veganuary, so that's what I did. And in combination with sort of a mishmash of a half of what I eat in a week, I'm gonna share with you some of my thoughts that I've had throughout the month. Some things I would change, some things that I liked, and some of my favourite recipes from this month. So that's what this video is. Hope you enjoy it. This is going to be chaotic as normal because this is my channel. Welcome to Anna is Random. Hit the subscribe button if you like this video. Let's get into it, shall we? So just a little bit of context, backstory to this video. I've been curious about plant-based eating and eating more plant-based options for quite a few months now. So I was definitely excited to try this challenge. I was definitely excited to try all the new alternatives and things, and that is how I started. Very optimistic, very excited, and it was a success. This whole challenge, I'd say, was definitely a success for me. So lunch is a wrap which has corn, no chicken slices in it, and spinach, some tomatoes and some tomato and basil hummus bites. So that is my lunch. I'm also gonna have a Alpro yogurt that I'll show you a bit later. That is my lunch, and this just tends to be kind of the average lunch for me, as balanced as possible. Very nice. Moving on. And whilst we're on the topic of the whole food, I thought this would be a great time to mention some of my favourite recipes from this month. So, by the way, most of these are from Pinterest, the ones that I picked out, so I'll leave the links to the blogs and stuff in the description, so if you guys want to go check any of those out, then feel free. So the first one I'm going to mention is this creamy no beef pasta. I really liked it. Boyfriend wasn't a fan, but I really liked it. It's essentially a coconut milk base with a bit of tomato paste in it, and you use vegan mince obviously, but it is really nice. Would highly recommend that. When it came to using more beans and legumes, there was a Spanish bean, and I also put vegan chorizo style sausages into it, which really helped it. I think it really made it more Spanish and was really nice, so would recommend that. I don't think the recipe necessarily calls for chorizo sausages, but I used that as an extra source of protein. I remember it in that recipe and it was really nice, so would recommend that. There was also a vegan buttered chicken. I ate quite a lot of tofu throughout this month, so also mentioning the vegan buttered chicken, and also tofu scramble, which I have tended to make with turmeric and salt and pepper, which tastes exactly like scrambled egg. Honestly, it's the best way to use leftover tofu is the one person who uses half a block of tofu in the tea and then the rest of it in tofu scramble for my lunch the day after. By the way, the cheapest tofu at the moment is Sainsbury's. They've got it at £1.50. Please don't put it back up, Sainsbury's, please don't, because everywhere else it's £2.50, really expensive. Talking about expensive things, tempeh. Now then, I really like tempeh. I really do. Obviously it's a fermented food, so it's really good for your gut's bacteria, which is very important. When we got into the transition from being vegan, you really need to look after your gut. However, tempeh is £2 something at Sainsbury's, and that's the only place I can find it. I can't find it anywhere else. It's really annoying, and it's just really expensive. It's really nice. I made a tempeh sweet and sour no pork. That was an Instagram reel, so I think I might be able to link that in the description. I hope so. When it came to the supermarket finds, I'd say that the no beef steaks from Sainsbury's, the Plant Pioneers ones, those are really nice, as well as the chorizo style sausages, although I think I used Aldi's version for those, but they'll probably taste the same. I can also recommend the no fish fingers from Aldi, as well as the vegan mince. I can also recommend Morrison's vegan mince, and in the past I've also had their soya kind of chunks. I also tried kimchi this month, again sticking with the fermented foods theme. I tried kimchi and I tried sauerkraut. Don't like sauerkraut, can't be doing with it. Don't like sauerkraut, no. But kimchi, it's an acquired taste, it is, but it's actually really nice. I really do like kimchi, so that is definitely going to be something that I'm going to have to try and budget in, because again, that's something that's quite expensive. That's something I could also recommend. Okay, so I can admit this doesn't look the most appetizing. However, as you will have seen, I followed an Instagram save video that I had of peanut noodles, so hopefully this is good. But yeah, this is my tea for tonight. Good morning, it's Tuesday. Wanted to make this clip fairly short because I'm already late, I gotta go. But I didn't show you my breakfast because it was the same thing I had yesterday, uni today, and then I'll get back and show you what I have for lunch. So yeah, happy Tuesday. Let's do this, but it's in the future, so I don't know why I'm saying. So I'm back from uni now, and this is my very steamy salad. As you can see, we have some tofu scramble on top. The rest of it is some grated carrot and spinach, lemon juice, balsamic glaze, black pepper. Very nice, very much looking forward to this. So yeah, see you at tea time. In terms of the things that I didn't like, because that's always going to be a thing, like at the beginning of the month, I really wanted to try the vegan Baby Bells. They taste like plastic, they are horrible, do not get them, they are, no. If you're alright eating what tastes like plastic, then by all means, the vegan Baby Bells, go mad, but I honestly hated them, they were the worst ever. However, I've been using the Vitalite vegan cheese, although I do want to try other vegan cheeses, because it's not as good as the Violife vegan cheese that I've had in the past, and also Aldi were also doing their own version of vegan cheese, so I'm going to try different vegan cheeses, because the Vitalite one, it's nice, but it's not as nice as I think it could be, so that was something I wanted to mention. Also, the Peri Peri no chicken fillets from Aldi. The texture's a bit weird. Me and my boyfriend had them like last night as I'm filming this, and we both said that the texture was a bit weird, so the taste is alright, taste is fine, but the texture's a bit off, so I wouldn't really recommend those if you're looking for a very chickeny type texture. I'd recommend going for either like the no chicken chunks from Morrison's or some of the other like vegan chicken stuff, like the chicken burgers. They're a little bit better in terms of texture. But yeah, the Peri Peri no chicken fillets, they need improving. Aldi, get on that. Also, I tried Chuno. I tried the Chuno mayo can. Very expensive and not that nice. Not really that nice. Didn't really recommend for the taste wise. It just wasn't that nice. Wouldn't recommend that, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, I really did enjoy most of the stuff that I tried this month. Now then, in terms of the transition into being vegan, because there is a transition period in which your body can struggle a bit. Digestion, like gut-wise, not necessarily like indigestion, but you're gonna be going to the toilet more, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But what I would highly recommend people do is incorporate more fermented foods into their diet whilst their body's going through that transition period, because it is temporary, it only lasts about a week. And if you incorporate more fermented foods into that, that's really going to help your gut microbiome, which is the bacteria that exists in your gut. It's really going to help them along to adjust to the new alternatives and essentially helping them to replace the animal substances that you were eating previously. But as I say, it is only temporary, and if you help your body along, then, you know, and you don't necessarily have to take probiotics either, you know, it doesn't have to be like a pill, because I know those, you have to treat them a little bit like antibiotics, and I personally, I don't really want to do that, so, however, I would highly recommend, if you don't already, which I'd recommend you do that anyway, whether you're vegan or not, do, like, take some sort of multivitamin supplement. For me, I have quite low blood pressure, and this happened even before I was vegan, so don't come for me. But I have quite low blood pressure due to I've got hypermobile joints, which is apparently linked. So that's why I have like quite low blood pressure. I had a period over the summer where I was kind of like lightheaded and weird, and went to the doctors, and it was like, you might just have low blood pressure. And then I started to take a multivitamin with iron in it, and I was completely fine again. So that's me. But yeah, if you don't already take a multivitamin with iron or B12 or something in it, I would highly recommend that you start doing that. Because yes, you are gonna need that. I know a lot of vegan alternatives do include a lot of things like B12 and calcium and iron, all these things that you would potentially be missing out on. In terms of you're not getting quite as much as you would necessarily with the animal products that you were eating previously. That's just a fact of life, you know, it's just a fact of the diet. But if it's doing all this other stuff for you, you know, one little supplement, which we all should be taking anyway, because it helps with our health, that's not really a problem, you know. It shouldn't really be a problem, you know, just take it with a bit of water in the morning like I do. It's not an issue. It's gonna help your body in the long run, if you're vegan or not. So that's my tip there. Take your vitamins, folks. So yeah, but yeah, on to the next section.
So tonight I'm trying a sweet and sour pork vegan version recipe that I also found on Instagram. A lot of Instagram saved recipes this week, but this is actually my first ever time trying tempeh. So this stuff's expensive, by the way, like £2.15 from Sainsbury's, and it's only like a really small block. So any recommendations as to where I can find like cheaper tempeh in the UK, leave that in the comments. But I'm excited to try this because I've never tried it before. As I said, this is my first time trying it. So, and I like tofu, but apparently tempeh is very different. So I will update you as to whether I approve or not. But yeah, I'm excited to try this.
So am I staying vegan after this month is the big question. And the answer to which is yes and no, really. I am staying mostly plant-based, apart from fish. I'm sorry. I'm going plant-based / pescatarian, because at the moment I haven't consistently found a good fish alternative. I ate quite a lot of fish before anyway. Like before trying Veganuary, when I was here for first semester, I was only eating chicken and fish as my meat. Everything else was plant-based protein. I haven't found a good vegan fish alternative yet, apart from the no fish fingers from Aldi. Those are nice, and I'm yet to try the salt and vinegar kind of no fish fillets, and a couple of others. Supermarkets do like fish alternatives, so I'm yet to try those. But in terms of like, because I really like my Cajun salmon, I've really missed my Cajun salmon this month, which is a recipe from Lily Sabri, so that's, you know, I'm probably not going to leave that in the description because that's really relevant for this video, but you can go look it up yourself. But that is one thing I did miss this month, and I think I am going to miss. Sainsbury's apparently do their own like no salmon fillets, but they're like £4, and I haven't been able to find any yet. So until then, I think I'm gonna still be incorporating the odd bit of fish into my diet when I miss Cajun salmon, or I miss having like a tuna sandwich or something. So that's the current status of my diet, but everything else will be plant-based as much as I possibly can, unless I miss like white chocolate or something. You know, it's some of those things I do still need to tweak and find good alternatives for, but until then, everything else will be plant-based, apart from the odd thing, and obviously a bit of fish now and again. I would say, like, that is kind of the negatives that I found kind of from this month, but in terms of the things that I liked, I love the way that it makes me feel. I love the sort of moral benefit to it, because obviously it benefits the planet a lot, going more plant-based and eating a lot more plant-based alternatives instead of buying into the big climate change contributor that is the animal agriculture industry. And I sort of love it how it made me feel like energy-wise, especially once I got over kind of the transition period. So as I say, that's why I'm gonna continue being mostly plant-based into the future. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the future of veganism and like more alternatives that they come out with in the future, because like food technology is always evolving, so definitely looking forward to see what they do next. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. Also, make sure to follow me on all my social media, names for which will be, as always, at the end of this video. And yeah, hope you guys found this video helpful if you're planning on becoming vegan or you just wanted like a down-to-earth viewpoint of it. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.